Today I recorded an hour of footage playing a short horror game that I found, and none of it is usable. Everything that could have gone wrong did. To start off, the game didn't load properly, and I only found this out towards the end. It was supposed to be in a backrooms like setting, but instead I was in a black void with only overhead lights. The game lagged very bad the whole time, making it hard to navigate. Now, this may have been an issue with my computer. I wouldn't be surprised because it is shit. So I don't know if I can, blame this on the game developers because looking at the reviews, it got good reviews. So I would say this was a problem on my end, but I don't know. I thought it was funny, so I thought I'd tell you about it. When I was trying to edit the footage in the end, I realized the audio was like really distorted and it was just stuck on one frame the whole time, so you couldn't even see what I was doing. Obviously, there's no point in me showing you this shitty footage because, it's not very exciting, an hour of pretty much nothing. So instead, I'm going to give you guys a review of the game, or my unusual experience of the game anyway. To start off with, I had to just keep walking around to crack eggs. Sometimes the eggs would kind of move or something. I don't really know. It was supposed to be a sort of which came first, chicken or the egg situation, according to the description. I don't know. There was maybe two chickens in the whole game. So one of the times I cracked an egg towards the start, this teeny chicken appeared. It was a little creepy, but okay. And then later on, another giant chicken spawned in, and it jump scared me twice. The first time, when it spawned in, I didn't see anything. I turned and it was there, and I got an absolute heart attack. And then later on, I turned around by accident and got scared by it again. So I think that element of the game was successful. Then there was a lot more cracking eggs. And then I went through a door to some weird kind of island thing. I don't know if it was supposed to look like an island. Maybe it was just because I didn't have everything loaded in. But yeah, it was full of like greenery and trees and whatever. And then I had to just walk off the edge and continue to crack way, way, way more eggs to the point where I wanted to walk off that stupid island in real life because, oh my god, I couldn't figure out if it was a puzzle or what, but I just kept doing it again and again and again because everything changed every single time. And then eventually I completed it, I guess. So I went to some weird maze thing, and because the world didn't load properly, this maze didn't make any sense to me. Um, I kept doing it, but I kept getting stuck at this one point. So I watched someone else do it and realized where I was stuck, there was just a big hole. Like you weren't supposed to go that way. So that's why I couldn't get through. And this was also when I figured out that half the game hadn't loaded in, like all the walls, the ceiling, everything was missing, the floor. And you were not supposed to be in just a void the whole time. Yeah. So after the maze, the game came to its very anticlimactic end. I think the game could have been pretty good if it worked properly for me. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad game, but I think those eggs would have still annoyed me even if it loaded in because, oh my god, it took me like, I would say at least 10 minutes of just repeatedly running into eggs at that one section. But overall, I would give it a one star for the experience that I had because the thing giving it the star, I would say, was that giant stupid chicken was actually giving me the fright of my life. So the scary aspect worked, and also during the game, you would come across these like notes on the floor, and it would kind of tell you about the people who had been exploring there before you, and then at the end, it like cut off and there was blood on it and stuff. So I think that was good. Maybe not like the most original idea ever, but I think that was pretty good, and it kept it a bit more like felt like something was actually happening, and you could kind of tell when you're progressing. So I think that made it much more interesting. If I had the proper experience, I would say it maybe would have been like 2 or 2.5 stars. So still not like the most amazing game I could have ever played, but the experience I had was strange, and I was getting really fed up, and then I was so fed up when I realized none of it had recorded, so I couldn't even make a funny little video out of it. But yeah, that's kind of all I have to say on that. I mean, feel free to play the game, because I'm sure you'll have a much better time, but make sure you play it on a laptop that can actually run things. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and also, no shade or hate towards the people that made the game. I'm sure it's a good game when your laptop isn't shit. But yeah, I just thought I had a bit of a strange, funny experience with it, so I thought I'd let you know and give you my thoughts on, I guess, a totally unique version of the game that I played that I suppose you can't play. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.